I'm back after a week in college football. A week to forget. 1-4. Hawaii is the only team that came through for me. Thank you, Hawaii, because I was sweating it out. Really? I was sweating it out.
The Golden Boy.
I should have, just because he was due to lose, just gone with all the opposite picks. I should have done that. It would have been awesome. It would have been awesome. I would have gone 4-1.
Yeah, you would have gone 4-1.
And then I could have claimed to put the hex on you for the rest of the year.
I don't know. Maybe that's it for me. Maybe my streak is out. Maybe I'm not lucky anymore.
I don't think it is. I think Studio C is going to give you your mojo back.
Well, this is how I decided I'm coming back.
It's just 1 week. Yeah.
SEC all week. I took a lot of heat for picking for what supposedly were called by one person affiliated with the show. Cream Puff games. Pop Warner games is what they were referred to as.
Joe's
Yep. So this week we're going to pick some big boy games. All SEC. We're going all SEC this week.
And like all Colonial or something.
I could have done that. Kind of hard to find spreads on that though.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about this.
It's hard to find people that know that much about the teams either.
True.
That's true.
Probably isn't very true.
No. So first game, Tennessee Volunteers +11 at Georgia. I'm taking the points. Tennessee at Georgia +11. Georgia has been up and down. I don't see them blowing Tennessee out. I see Tennessee keeping this very close.
AJ Green doesn't scare you? Him being back in the lineup?
He was back in the lineup last week, and they lost to Colorado.
That's true.
So, no. Doesn't scare me in this game. Tennessee has been playing tough.
You don't think the Soul Crush of the Week? You don't think the Soul Crush of the Week has an effect on the game?
I know it was a Soul Crush of the Week, but I think they're going to bounce back from it.
Okay.
I think they have to. They're a pretty tough team. They got a lot to play for. They're definitely playing for pride this season, obviously. So I see them at least keeping it close to Georgia, maybe doubling up on that Soul Crush of the Week with a heartbreaking loss, but still covering. The Vols been their season. Hey, UAB was probably Soul Crusher. They were on the good end of Soul Crush of the Week 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. When
UAB's kicker missed 5 field goals in the would-be upset of Tennessee. Tennessee survived it. You never know week to week. You never know with the Soul Crush.
Yeah.
Funny things.
Tennessee hasn't been very good. I don't know why you're taking Tennessee.
Yeah. Georgia hasn't been good either.
I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
I think it's two teams trying to figure a lot of things out. I just see it being close.
Yeah, Georgia hasn't been that good at all.
All right. Going back to the well. Alabama. You're right. Head and shoulders above every team. Alabama -7 against South Carolina. This is the thing with Alabama. I think if you went back, take the team Alabama has and go back 25 years and make Tom Osborne the coach of the team, they beat everyone 54-7 because they just get the T backfield and they're unstoppable running the ball. If they just said we're going to run triple option or whatever, or they just kill everyone. They would score on every possession. Their running game is that good.
They arguably have the best 2 running backs in the country right now.
I would almost agree with that. It's just amazing how easily they run over people. And I don't know why they ever pass.
They really don't have to. That's why McElroy doesn't really.
I know they passed too much against Arkansas, which is what kept that game close to me. Is the fact that they passed too much.
Yeah. Give Arkansas credit though; they did play the run pretty well for the most part until the second half when Alabama just decided to start playing.
I think the Gators game was more of what Alabama really is, as opposed to the Arkansas game, and I think you're going to see Alabama.
I didn't think that game would be as bad as it was. I didn't think Florida really stood that much of a chance, but they just dominated Florida, and it was impressive.
The thing with Alabama is in this game against South Carolina, Alabama has a lot of pride. They're not going to let a freshman running back tear up their defense. They're not going to let that happen. Nick Saban's not going to let that happen. So I think Lattimore is going to be in for a tough day. I could see Garcia's propensity to make turnovers be big in this game for South Carolina, even though you know how he tries to make he just tries to do too much a lot, and you can't do that against a team like Alabama. So that could hurt South Carolina. I just could see this game having a potential, even though Bama's on the road, for them to win big. Third game, Auburn -6.5 at Kentucky. Kentucky could not handle the running game of Burton in Florida when Florida went to the double quarterbacks and started to run with the quarterback a little, and they've got Cam Newton coming to town. definitely in the top 5 of running quarterbacks in the country. There are a lot of. This is a great year for running quarterbacks because you got Kaepernick and obviously Denard Robinson, but Cameron Newton is up there in that category, and he's going to put a hurting on Kentucky's D. So I don't know that Kentucky's going to be ready for that. I see Auburn winning by 10. It's a road game. It's the SEC. I'll give Kentucky the edge that they're going to make it at least competitive. I think 10-point game is good for them. I think that 6.5. All they have to do is win by a touchdown to cover. I love that half point. I love getting that only 6.5 instead of 7 right there for Auburn. Yep. So there's 3 road teams in the SEC.
And not to mention Cameron Newton is running, but his passing 928 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions on the year. Mm-hmm. Doesn't complete. His completion percentage is 65%, which is pretty good.
He's one heck of a player.
But and that's not even talking about his running. I don't even have his rushing stats in front of me, but that's just his passing.
Yeah, you do. 474 yards and 5 TDs rushing.
Pretty good.
Very good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. LSU, Les Miles coming off one of the worst coach games I think that he's had.
That's the worst game ever.
There's no explanation for what LSU was trying to pull at the end of that game. I don't see how he can look himself in the mirror and honestly say he deserved to get a win last week as a coach. They definitely deserve to lose that game, and they're going to be really focused this week, dialed in. He's not going to be able to have any excuse to come out of this game. They're going to give Florida all that they can handle. The defense of LSU is really good. I'm taking LSU's defense and the struggles of Florida's offense and saying this is going to be a really low-scoring game, and LSU is getting 6.5. I'm going to take the points right there. I think this is going to be a really, really good close game, and I'll take LSU in the 6.5 in it.
They're getting 6.5?
They're getting 6.5 at Florida.
I might like that.
So,
but the only thing I'm saying is combined. Who are they going to use as quarterback? I'm sick. I don't like the whole LSU thing they have going with Jefferson and Lee.
No, it's going to be Lee.
It's going to be Lee, right? Okay.
I think.
Hasn't thrown a touchdown all year. Only 1 pick.
Right.
And then Jordan Jefferson has thrown 2 touchdowns and has 6 interceptions. So combined, your quarterbacks are two touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
What they need to do is tell it's Patrick Peterson, right? Is there Patrick Patterson?
Yes.
Sorry, buddy. Just stay on the field. Offense and defense. We're just going to hand the ball to you every play. You know, they do have Russell Shepard is very good, a weapon too, that can make plays. So I'm counting on big plays from LSU in the special teams and possibly a defensive touchdown is what I'm counting on.
I think the special teams is going to play a big role in it. I do. LSU has a really good special team.
They really don't have a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of their best players. That's LSU's problem right now, is figuring out how to get their best players involved in the game because their quarterback play is pretty weak.
Yeah.
But their defense is really good, and I like their talent. And I don't like what Florida's offense has shown me nothing. It's like, yeah, you whooped up on Kentucky. Congratulations. Yeah. Do you want a cookie?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't impress me. So I'm taking LSU in the points. Last game, Mississippi State going out of conference at Houston. Houston's third-string quarterback. I think Mississippi State's got a little something going in that program right now with Dan Mullen. Florida's clearly missing him on the offensive side of the ball. Mississippi State's playing pretty well. I like them. They're giving away 5.5 on the road. Houston, obviously, without Case Keenum, it's not going to affect their game plan at all because what Houston does is throw the ball all over the field.
How effective
it's going to be a kind of a high-scoring game, and you can throw the ball all over the field and put up a bunch of yards and still not score that many points. Mm-hmm. So Mississippi State 34-24. All 5 SEC road teams this week. This is how I'm planning on bouncing back. 5 SEC road teams.
I'm sure you have one game that's the same. That's the same as one.
See how that works out for me. Still a solid 17-8 on the season, so I gotta get back to my winning ways with that.